السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته يا شباب، كيفكم؟ شو اخباركم؟ اليوم في الفيديو راح نكمل فيه قصة ألبيدو مثل ما قلنا امبارح، وراح نشوف شو صار بالايفنت الجديد. نزلت كوكومي وغانيو سوا. انا كنت افكر راح ينزلوا مع تنياري واحد ورا واحد، ف نزلينهم كلياتهم سوا، كوكومي وغانيو والكل، حتى منزلين هاي البنت الجديدة دوري، بس مو زيادة. ما عجبتني. شفت لها حتى كان فيديو على الانترنت ضد تشايلد C6، بس ما كل هالشي زيادة. يعني هدول لما يكونوا C6 بتلاقيهم عم بيدمروا تدمير ضربتين بيقتلوه. هاي طولت، فمدري. كوكومي صراحة ما عجبها شي، قوية، بس مكتوب هون سانكونو يوميا، مدري شو مكتوب. مو مكتوب كوكومي، مدري ليه. سانجونوميا، ليه هيك؟ غريبة. ما علينا. طبعا انا دخلت على الايفنت، دخلت على التست رانز وحليتهم كلهم، وشفت شو في ما في. بس ما في شي يعني، بس هذا اللي ضافوه، وضافوا البنر تبعهم. هيك ضافوا. انا حسبت انه راح يحطوا هون يضل تنياري ويصير يتبدل هذا زونجلي جاني وكوكومي وهيك. شكله هيك راح يصير هلا. بعدين راح ينزل بانر ميلو والشباب الطيبة هدول تبعوت السوميرو مع الخريطة الرمل الصحراء. خريطة الصحراء ثانية بس نشوف وين. خريطة الصحراء اتوقع بتكون بهذا المحل. شايفين حتى فينا نكبس بهذول الأماكن راح تكون. ولا بعدها راح تكون أتوقع خريطة النار، مثل ما نزلت بالتسريبات القديمة. إذا بتشوفوها تلاقوا هون في صحراء بين العشب والنار، وهون بتكون خريطة المي. هي وشو كمان، وخريطة الثلج بتكون هون بهذا المحل. بعد أتوقع بتخلص اللعبة يعني، بضل بس عندك كاليستيا هون بهذا المحل تخلص اللعبة، هيك بتوقع. بس هذا الحكي ليصير بدها تحديث 6.0 يصير. ما علينا. هلا خلينا نبلش أول شي الايفنت الجديد تبع الباب نزل، باب جديد، فخلينا نروح عليه. شايفين قد ساعة ونص ننزل قدام وطلعنا. يلا ما علينا، بس نشوف شو كان بده الباب هذا الجديد. ايوه، سبوت 7 ويكنسز، لازم تضرب 7 نقاط ضعف وتجيب 1500. دروب 30 نقطة ضعف، يعني لازم تجيب 30 نقطة ضعف من الزرق و7 من الحمر و1500. اوكي ايزي. ندخل فورا نشوف شو التيم اللي عطونا اياه. ان شاء الله يكون شيء هيك رهيب. ديونا، اوه انا كازوها موجود هون.
Swift and merciful, from whence you came.
Look at you, boozhounds!
Fallen leaves, adorn my night.
والله التيم حريقة ها.
Spirit blade, attack. As one with wind and cloud.
عبد الله فيها بدون شو اسمه.
That hurts.
Think you can bully me? Can't handle your drink, huh?
That's close enough.
Happy to oblige.
ما ماتوا طيب ليش هيك؟ ما عموتوا.
Wind strike.
Pew pew. Shadows of fate, written in the stars.
One with my blade. From whence you came. Time to go.
اخي كازوها رهيب، الشخصيات الرهيبة عم تطلع لنا. اوكي هون بس بالنص، فاذا طلعوا هدول هيك على جناب لازم احنا نطلع.
Let me scribe.
Forth my blade. Submit for judgment.
اخي اهدى.
Delves into destiny. Shaken and stirred.
Fallen leaves, adorn my night.
Decided by destiny.
From whence you came.
هو. يعني جبنا اتوقع النقاط اللازمة، بس التيم رهيب. نايس. يب. صح ما جبنا سكور كتير، بس السكور هذا اللي بيعطيك يا شو بنقول له، هذا المصباح مدري شو اسمه، الكبسة يعني، مو الشخصيات. يعني اهتمنا بالشخصيات اكتر. ما علينا، هلا رح نبلش بمهمة ألبيدو. رح نرجع عند ألبيدو نكملها. نكمل.
Goodness, you managed to find them. Incredible. 1,000 thanks. I'm wondering, this elemental sight, this is what allowed you to locate the items and find me here on the mountains, correct?
Yep. Guess it does sort of count as a superpower, huh?
Unfortunately, though elemental sight is seldom seen, it is not unheard of in Teyvat. Only a never-before-seen otherworldly power would be of benefit to my research.
You mean we failed again?
Don't be disheartened. This falls entirely within my expectations. Besides, getting these items back, I'd call this a very worthwhile experiment. I have to commend your deduction that the items would contain elemental traces. Right then. Up until now, our research has focused on your otherworldly identity. Our research on your identity as one of us is just beginning. In essence, the differences between humans are reflected in our intellectual and physical capabilities. Let's start with physical. Looking out from where we're standing, can you see what Sucrose is doing?
No. عم بيقول انه فينكم تشوفوا من هون شو عم تعمل سكروز.
And if you jumped from here and landed on that cliff, the one over there, could you see her then? So what about if you planted a single blow on the mountain face here, and it burst into a million fragments? Then could you see her? Then I shouldn't get too excited. Still, we'll gain a more thorough understanding with an experiment. I know of a location that will be perfect for a physical test. Please.
نفكرنا بالاليمنتال سايت هاي احسن نشوف من هون شو عم تعمل سكروس. وين نطلع لفوق؟ هلا بيطلعنا فوق الجبل ها. وين كانت الثالثة؟ هذا نطلع مشاعر. وصلنا لهون.
You want us to jump from up here?
Not necessarily. Not if you know of a better method, that is. Whichever method you choose, the experiment will end when you reach the opposite shore of the lake. I will factor the time expended and your top speed into my comparative analysis.
The opposite side of the lake. So, we're gonna be swimming?
Without limitations, we complete tasks intuitively, using the method that seems most rational to us. Some of us would be unable to stand the icy waters. Others might find the whole thing rather refreshing. No matter what choice you make, it's all a part of the experiment. For me, every detail is invaluable to the research. Then if you would, please, I eagerly await the results.
Wait a minute. While we're busy testing, what exactly are you gonna be doing?
Me? Recording data, responding to risks, providing emotional support.
So if we do decide to go swimming, you gonna dive in with us?
No. Unless you're thinking of conducting competitive research?
Oh! Forget Paimon said anything.
Great work. I've never seen a performance quite like it. Your reputation precedes you, traveler. The data shows that you're easily outperforming the average citizen.
But you followed us the whole way without breaking a sweat!
Me? Actually, I used alchemy to cheat a little. But anyway. If it turns out that the natural laws of Tavad do not affect you, I should be able to make various inferences about the otherworldly civilization you built. If the natural laws of Tavad do affect you, then I shall be able to make inferences into the kind of evolution that would occur under the absence of such effects. The innumerable possibilities that this could present.
But how does this help your research?
You've helped me to unravel many of the problems that were holding it back. I may be about to make some analogies between you and a old, petrified tree. The essence of the investigative process is enthralling, but I'm willing to put all these things that...
Oh, so that's why you wanted to paint those hilly turtles? Because you could...
Precisely.
So after...
Of course not. Now, follow me.
طيب نقول لك 400. اوكي نروح لهون معناته. نروح.
imagine you must have encountered more than a few conundrums during your travels. I'd like to observe your intelligence by means of a practical test of your capabilities, much as we did for the physical test. I'd like you to explore these ruins and return with... There are 2 puzzles located at the far ends of the ruins. As with the physical test, there are no restrictions. Everything you do is an action I wish to observe. A tried and tested adventure. So, let's...
طيب بدنا نحل البازلز. عنا 2.
Sealy like these are a common sight in the mountains. Returning them to their rightful places is up to you.
مو طلعوا لي هدول.
Wheel of life. Boing, boing, boom!
طيب ما فينا نطلع لها. ما في كمان شو اسمه.
It's a complex environment, so proceed with caution.
ما بيجي على هي شيت مان. طيب مشي هاي وتوصل لعند هذيك نشغل هاي. ايزي. هلا الثاني بس نجيب الثاني وخلصنا. بس الثانية بعيدة المشكلة. لا شوف
It should now be possible to activate the central mechanism. Exactly what will happen when you do is something I'm looking forward to finding out.
Hey, explaining things is Paimon's job.
Oh, seems that the water level has suddenly decreased. We should be able to see what's in the water now. Let's have a look.
أنا متذكر إني فتحت هذا أصلا من قبل.
What's this? To the best of my knowledge, these belong to a script of some kind. There's still a lot to learn about them. And let me make a copy first. I'll make time to go over them in greater detail after our...
Another thing for the don't understand list. Seems like if you want the reward, you gotta pay the price.
I've truly gained a lot from... Let me return to the campsite first. By the time you get back, I may just have a fleeting miracle for you to witness.
Paimon's kinda looking forward to seeing the result, unless you can think of it.
Not so fast. You're not leaving until I'm convinced that nothing dangerous is going on here.
You didn't leave the mountain?
I most certainly did not. And I've witnessed everything that you and Albedo have been up to. I must say, you let your guards down. Or maybe you were drawn in by his compelling sounding hypothesis and friendly demeanor. Taking orders from a complete stranger, drinking anonymous potions, participating in all kinds of strange experiments? I'd sooner believe you were tricked than that you would be so naive. Or perhaps you were colluding from the beginning.
Sister Rosaria's guard's so high, she can't even see over the top of it.
It doesn't matter what you think. He could be a saint for all you know. But I understand him a little better than you, Outlander. I'm only concerned with one thing. Whether his alchemy has transformed you into something more sinister.
No way! Paimon would have sensed it. And anyway, he didn't even use any alchemy.
With an alchemist of his level, you wouldn't sense a thing. In any case, I'm not about to let a potential threat back into Monster.
So, what are you gonna do?
I've gotta hand it to you. You have your moments. If I can be sure that nothing you came into contact with is dangerous, that's good enough for me. I've investigated everything else. The only items left on the agenda are these symbols.
But we don't even know what...
That much is true. Not to mention, seems like there's nothing more to them. But for insurance now then, which is what I would...
Overtime.
Before we go our separate ways, Outlander, a word of advice. Don't be so quick to trust Albedo, and don't repeat the same mistakes that you did this time. You made a lot of rash decisions today.
She's gone.
أيوة.
So
على طول
stubborn.
لا
Mondstadt doesn't
تثق
have
فيها
many people
لألبيدو
like
مدري
that.
ليه. Maybe she just lacks security.
Huh. Never mind her. Let's go see Albedo.
Okay. ثانية.
La la la.
ليش هيك صارت الغنية؟
You're back. Good timing. I've just about reached the conclusion. You took quite a while. Did you get held up on the way back? Time for the results. We got a myriad of data today, and it was very difficult to finish all the research in one. But the integral preliminary conclusion that I can offer you is you're very much like a human from this world.
You couldn't tell that just by looking? We spent all day working our butts off for that?
Please, I
كل هذا
understand that this may have seemed self-evident to you, but in fact, nothing in this world should be taken for granted.
كل هذا الشيء اللي سويناه والبحث مشان يعرف انه نحن بشر مثل البشر موجودين بتيفات.
Have you ever considered that the world of Tevat may have a natural hostility to Outlanders? I mentioned the natural laws of this world. You're able to converse with me here without consequence, and nothing seems amiss. But it's arguably a small miracle. The only other life form that, like you, has come here from afar is the seed that I mentioned. Under the effects of Tevat's natural laws, it isn't even able to sprout, let alone bloom. But after I observed you, imitating you helped to inspire my alchemy. And so...
Whoa! It looks like something's appearing!
The transition from nothing into something, from shoot to stem, and now to fruition. Is not nurturing otherworldly life also nurturing the world itself?
Aww.
It would seem that that's as far as we go.
Paimon thought with all our efforts, it might have bloomed forever.
Life is a manifold tapestry of free and a short life. So, do you understand what I meant about us conversing here arguably be...
Huh? Things feel a little heavy right now. Don't be sad. You've got Paimon to look after you. Albedo, Paimon really wants to be your friend.
Thank you both. Even if dispelling loneliness is not essential for life, your help inspired me to discover the means to make a flower bloom. I mean that the time I've spent traveling with you in the mountains was a valuable journey for me. In the future, if the need arises, can I solicit your help again? Well, glad I can count on you. I made a point throughout of telling him how ordinary the results were. But what was that sediment I saw forming at the bottom of the vial? It should not have been there. What could it mean? Those born of earth are bound by its imperfections, but those born of chalk are free of impurities. If, one day, I lose control, destroy Mondstadt, destroy everything, can I rely on you to stop me?
اها هذا هون بيفقد السيطرة عن حاله. اوكي، يعني المهمة الجاية مو هلا، بس انه هلا عم يحكي انه بالمستقبل هيك بده يصير اذا فقد السيطرة على حاله. بس ما في ألبيدو تاني. اتوقع بمهمة اليولا. وين يولا؟ هاي هون. ما ضل لنا شي موصل هيدا نشوف. طيب هيك نكون خلصنا اتوقع. يب، هون عنا مين ومين ومين ومين. عنا يولا وهوتاو وشاو. هاي تبعت يولا اتوقع. never return to the past shadow مدري شو. مهم ثانية بس نشوف من هون. يب، هي رح نمشي على الترتيب اللي هون نحنا. اوكي، هون لسه في عنا هدول كلهم، ولا بده اثنين؟ هذا سايو بدهم اثنينات هدول. ليه هيك؟ هدول مقفولين لخلص مهمات المليانة اللي عنا. اوكي، نجرب نفتح صندوق. شو بيسموه هذا؟ فلل. ثلاثمية مهمة صرنا مخلصين. نايس. الله. صندوق واحد فينا نفتح. والله ما ادري وين نفتحه، بهي ولا بهي ولا بهي. افتح هون. يا بسم الله. ما بتطلع يطلع شي. يب. كول ستيل. ما طلع شي. طيب يا جماعة، هذا كان الفيديو اليوم. إذا عجبكم لا تنسوا تعطونا لايك وتشتركوا بالقناة وتفعلوا زر الجرس ليصلكم كل جديد. روابط التواصل الاجتماعي راح يكون بالوصف. بس سلام.